Do you love TikTok? Well, that's too bad because apparently it's getting banned. This week, United States Attorney General Merrick Garland called a news conference. He addressed national security issues brought about by TikTok, accusing it of evil schemes and criminal activity. So far, the US has not announced an outright ban, but now officials are challenging the Chinese government on 3 separate cases of alleged criminal activity. These cases were investigated by the FBI, and they have apparently found that China is threatening democratic norms and the rule of law to undermine US national security. During the live stream of the press conference, one official said, "We also see a coordinated effort across the Chinese government to lie, cheat, and steal their way into unfairly dominating entire technology sectors, putting competing US companies out of business." This certainly sounds disturbing, so where did this accusation come from? Speculation first came around in 2020 when Donald Trump threatened to ban TikTok, citing national security and censorship concerns. He said, "As far as TikTok is concerned, we're banning them from the United States," insisting that he has the authority to use emergency economic powers or an executive order to enforce the action. But isn't it just another goofy app made for teens like Vine or Musical.ly? The thing is, on the outside, it looks harmless. The short-form video content and the fact that it's so easy to use have made it immensely popular, so much so that US tech giants like Facebook and Snapchat see it as a massive competition. So far, it has tens of millions of US users and hundreds of millions globally. So when it comes to criticism of TikTok, why do we keep hearing words like data and security? It's all because of its Chinese ownership, which has raised concerns about the censorship of videos, especially those critical of the Chinese government, and the potential for sharing user data with their nation's officials. For their part, TikTok maintains the story that it doesn't censor videos based on topics sensitive to China, and it would not give their government access to US user data even if they were asked. In fact, the company has even hired an American CEO who is a former Disney executive, all in an attempt to distance itself from its Chinese ownership and make it look more neutral. But that wasn't enough to ward off suspicion, even if it was a good PR move, because US national security officials have not stopped investigating the app, and we now know that US armed forces have literally banned all of their employees from installing TikTok on government-issued phones. Speculation ramped up again in June of this year when Brendan Carr, a commissioner with the Federal Communications Commission, wrote a letter to the CEOs of Apple and Google to consider banning TikTok from their app stores over data security concerns related to the Chinese-owned company. He wrote, "TikTok is not what it appears to be on the surface. It is not just an app for sharing funny videos or memes. That's the sheep's clothing. At its core, TikTok functions as a sophisticated surveillance tool that harvests extensive amounts of personal and sensitive data." In the letter, Carr actually mentions multiple instances of TikTok's sketchy behavior when it comes to getting around the global privacy and data security laws. It all sounds very dystopian, but even without the national security threat, it's no secret that the app is pretty much rotting your brain. According to a recent Wall Street Journal report, it is proven to negatively affect our attention spans. In fact, new research says that the type of short and fast-paced videos that children consume today are partly to blame for why they struggle to participate in longer-term activities. According to one study, MRI scans done of participants showed that viewing a constant stream of short-form video content highly activates the addiction part of the brain, whereas activities that require sustained attention, like reading or doing math problems, use the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and impulse control. So if the brain becomes accustomed to constant changes, it finds it difficult to adapt to non-digital activities, where things don't move quite as fast. One of the reasons being is that scrolling through TikTok releases dopamine in the brain, which is the feeling that we get when we eat food that we crave or drink alcohol. It creates reward-seeking loops in a sense that people will seek to repeat pleasurable behavior to keep getting the rush of dopamine. TikTok takes advantage of this pattern of behavior because videos are so short, engaging, and there's a constant supply of them, which only encourages us to watch more. So that's why you end up spending hours on the app, because your brain can't seem to get enough of the rush. So yes, TikTok is literally addictive, and it's bad for us regardless of whether or not anyone is actually spying on us. That's all the story that we have for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.